Good day everyone. My name is Irene R. Katakata. I am a student at Palawan State University, currently undertaking Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. So basically, I am here today to discuss to you about my policy proposal entitled Re-Evaluation of the Sangguniang Kabataan System under the Local Government Code of 1991 in the Municipality of Nara, Palawan, Philippines. So basically, in the study is we will going to assess the Sangguniang Kabataan political system. What is the role of Sangguniang Kabataan or the political system of Sangguniang Kabataan in achieving the good governance? When we say Sangguniang Kabataan, it is a council that represents the youth in a barangay. So basically, bakit nga ba kailangan natin re-evaluate is that because although na yung pinupursu ng ating mga sangguniang kabataan is they are aiming or gusto nila na magkaroon ng youth participation or ma-involve yung mga youth within the participation in the government and to enhance their leadership or basic leadership skills basically ng mas maaga is that hindi natin ma-avoid na talagang merong mga issues currently like sa ngayon sa status ng ating political system within sangguniang kabataan is that talagang vulnerable yung ating sangguniang kabataan within the arena of politics is that because nagiging center na sila or nagiging tool na lang itong agency na to or itong system na ito for government officials to basically practice their power and their authority. So basically is hindi na nagiging malaya yung ating mga sangguniang kabataan to do their function and their duties, and they are just basically there to para maging tool nga yun, maging tool ng mga barangay officials. And in this study, we will going to assess the Sangguniang Kabataan political system under the local government code of RA 7160. So basically naging part ng local government code na ito ang isa sa ang mga provisions ng Sangguniang Kabataan from their creations down to their term of office. So that's why may involve yung local government code. And then in this study we will also going to assess the role of the Sangguniang Kabataan or the political system of the Sangguniang Kabataan in achieving para ma-achieve natin yung good governance, and ano nga ba yung mga factors na maaaring makaapekto na dulot ng sangguniang kabataan sa aim natin na magkaroon ng good governance. And then in this study also we will going to assess the Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015. So basically this Reform Act is created or enacted to provide a strong framework to encourage the youth not only to participate in government but as well as activities and public or civic affairs, and to have or develop a sense of leadership and patriotism. So basically in this study, we will going to compare ano yung status ng sangguniang kabataan or ano yung status ng political system ng ating mga sangguniang kabataan under the local government code and under the Reform Act of 2015. And then in this study we will also going to assess the youth participation and SDGs or Sustainable Goal Development Advancement. Ano yung kahalagahan ng pagkakaroon ng effective and efficient sangguniang kabataan system sa pag-achieve ng mga sustainable goal development or sa advancement natin in terms of youth participation sa mga sustainable goal development. And then now we will proceed to the so here makikita ninyo na meron tayong mapa. It is the map of Palawan, including makikita natin na yung Nara. And then Nara is actually composed of 23 barangays. And within the barangay ay merong mga purok. So dito natin i-assess yung sangguniang kabataan system under the local government code of 1991. And then the statement of the problem as to the purpose and the objectives of this research basically is to First is we will going to assess the role of a local government code of 1991 on enhancing the Sangguniang Kabataan political system. So under this is we will going to assess the long-term endeavors of youth development, accountability, transparency, and having a merit-based system and participation and awareness. So basically, yung role ng na pinopromote ng local government code is that magkaroon ng accountability and transparency and maging merit-based system yung ating political system within the sangguniang kabataan and magkaroon ng mas more participation and awareness within the functions and roles of the SK within the government or the political arena. And then the second is the current challenges confronting the political system of the Sangguniang Kabataan. We will going to assist her we will going to assist here what are the factors that currently challenging the political system or nagiging failure or cost of failure ng ating political system ng Sangguniang Kabataan. So we have here the lackluster engagement and commitment political system, a mere stamp for high-ranking officials. Yun nga yung sinabi ko kanina na yung ating government official, yung ating sangguniang kabataan rather is that nagiging nagiging center na siya instead na to become independent is that nagiging centered na siya ng ating mga barangay officials to become their tools to basically use their power and authorities. So hindi malaya yung ating mga yung ang political system ng ating mga sangguniang kabataan, but instead nagkakaroon ng pressure within the barangay officials. And then short-sighted projects, another one of issues na nakaharap ng political system is that yung ating mga sangguniang kabataan is yung kanilang views ng there is no long-term goal na talagang pinopromote nila sa ating para sa ikabubuti ng ating communities or para sa ikabubuti ng ating barangay. But nagkakaroon na lang ng mga short-sighted or hindi pang matagalang projects and programs within the government. And then another is the failure to address underlying issues faced by youth. So basically, isa sa nagiging problema talaga is that maraming mga nagiging elected barangay sangguniang kabataan is that because they are just pursuing the position basically just because to aim for a fame, or basically is that they are just there to fulfill the positions and wala naman talaga silang goal, which is na magkaroon nga ng better participations ang youth and ma-achieve yung good governance. And then, lack of awareness and constraints. So, basically, dahil sa maraming mga sangguniang kabataan ang nagiging member ng ating mga or ng ating barangay committee is that because nagkakaroon ng lack of awareness. Although hindi pa sila ganun ka-aware sa kung ano nga yung dapat na trabaho na gampanan nila doon sa certain position na pinasok nila is talagang ginugo na lang nila, aiming for the fame, for being to be well known, but not basically to have that goal na talagang makatulong sa ating community. And then, the third one is the implications of these challenges on achieving good governance. Ano nga ba yung implication ng mga challenges na ito para ma-achieve natin yung good governance? Is there a certain factor na talagang humihila sa atin pababa para ma-achieve yung good governance? And ano ang mga epekto ng factors na ito within our sangguniang kabataan or the political system within the area of sangguniang kabataan. So now we will going to proceed to the local government code. So basically sa local government code is under dito yung creation and elections of a of Sangguniang Kabataan. So, in the context of local government code, so the creation and election of Sangguniang Kabataan was proposed, as well the power and functions of the Sangguniang Kabataan was clearly given or talagang pinakita ng local government code kung ano yung powers and function ng ating mga Sangguniang Kabataan, as well as the as section 427 is that yung mga meetings na kailangang i-conduct, ilang beses mag-meeting yung ating mga sangguniang kabataan. Section 24%, Section 428 presenting the qualifications, and then the Section 429 is term of office. Dito sa qualifications ng ating local government code is that highlight niya that para makapasok yung isang teenager sa posisyon ng, or para ma-qualified yung isang teenager sa posisyon ng being a member of a sangguniang kabataan is dapat he is not below 15 years old and not above 21 years old. So basically, yun yung age limitation ng ating local government code when it comes to qualifying the applicants or the applicants for the position of a sangguniang kabataan. So basically, in the local government code, the only proposed provisions is that the creations, the meetings, the powers, the functions, and the term of office of the sangguniang kabataan, and their term of office. So, yun lang yung present ng ating local government code. And now, we will going to compare the local government code to the Republic Act number 10742. So, basically, it is a Reform Act of 2015, or the Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015 that was enacted into law during the regime of a former president Benigno Simeon Aquino. So basically is that in this context of a Republic Act number 10742 is that hinighlight dito na as a section 7 niya is yung creation and elections of the Sangguniang Kabataan, and then section 7 is the power and functions, the meetings of the Sangguniang Kabataan, and then the qualifications and section and the qualifications, and then the suspension and removal of office. So basically, ang mapapansin natin between a local government code in the context of a proposing the provisions for the Sangguniang Kabataan is ang mapapansin natin is that in the local government code is wala silang pinropose na suspension or removal from office ng mga sangguniang kabataan. However, dito sa Republic Act number 10742 is that meron sa section 16 is that hinighlight or merong pinropose na suspension and removal from office ng ating mga sangguniang kabataan. So, gusto ko lang ding i-highlight dito na according to the section 10 qualifications that yung kino-qualified na qualifications nitong Reform Act na ito is that kailangan para ma-qualify yung isang teenager to the positions of a sangguniang kabataan is dapat he is not below 18 years old and not above 25 years old. So, yung kaibahan between the local government code and then this Reform Act is that kung doon sa local government code is that 15 to 21 years old, dito naman sa Republic Act or Reform Act na ito is that hina-highlight na dapat ang isang kabataan is above or not below 18 and not above 25 years old para ma-qualify sa positions ng sangguniang kabataan members. And now we will proceed to the policy proposal. So basically, ang pinropose ko after comparing the status of a political systems of our sangguniang kabataan is I came up with this policy proposal na which aims to enhancing the sangguniang kabataan political system by adopting the RA 742. So basically, yung proposal na to is we were going to adopt the certain provisions na wala sa LGC or sa local government code na meron dito sa Republic Act number 10742. So basically, yung goal ng policy proposal na ito is to first to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of Sangguniang Kabataan political system through adopting the provisions of RA 10742 and Local Government Code of 1991 in the Municipality of Nara, Palawan, Philippines. So basically, first, the key areas or key points na meron tayo dito is to encourage active engagement and participations of the SK and as well as the citizens participations, and then the second is to create a mechanism to ensure check and balance, and then the third one is to encourage citizens participations and awareness of the SK and its functions. And now we will going to proceed to the key areas of this policy proposal. So basically, the first main focus of this policy proposal is to ensures the transparency and accountability of all the SK members. So basically, is that in this key areas, para ma-ensure natin yung transparency and accountability ng ating mga SK officials o SK kabataan is that they should be allowed to publish a financial reports regarding on the programs and projects that they did within their barangay, and then they should also conduct audits, or basically dapat matuto silang mag-conduct ng audits. So, dito natin makikita kung paano nila i-enhance yung kanilang transparency and accountability when it comes to conducting audits, or basically is to allocating the funds of a government or of a barangay, and then a proper documentation of activities and decisions. So basically, in a proper documentations of activities and decisions is the i-assist dito yung kung paano nila i-document yung kanilang mga activities and decisions na ginawa within implementing the projects and proposals within their barangays. And then, the second key areas is the create mechanism to ensure check and balance. Basically, this is between the SK officials and to our barangay officials. So, basically, dapat is magkaroon tayo ng check and balance to ensure that the power is not centralized, and yung function ng ating mga sangguniang kabataan is talaga na-execute nila ng maayos. So basically is first is we will conduct a regular meetings and consultations within the barangay officials and sangguniang kabataan, and then dapat yung mga sangguniang kabataan members natin is ma-involved din sa joint decision making process within sa mga programs and ordinance na involvement or na may kinalaman within the community or within the barangay. And then the third one is the collaboration and cooperation. Basically, not only the cooperations within the barangay officials, but as well as other organizations, other government organizations or non-organizations to basically ma-enhance yung kanilang ability to communicate within the other and to adapt to the challenges na maaaring i-cause ng other factors, not only within the area or the within the area of the community or the barangay. And then the third focus of this policy proposal is to enhance the citizens' participations and awareness of the SK and its functions. So basically, ito is magaganap ito within a not only barangay officials and the SK, but as well as the people within the community. So basically, we're going to conduct a public campaigns, awareness programs, workshop to basically assess na maging aware yung ating mga citizens or yung mga nakatira sa ating community kung ano nga ba yung purpose at kung bakit mahalaga yung pagkakaroon ng SK federations at ano yung mga functions, ano yung mga obligations ng SK or ng political system ng ating SK, at kung bakit sila kailangan or kung bakit merong SK sa ating mga LGUs o local government units. And then, in the study, we will go, so basically, this table, ito na yung summary ng policy proposal, the objective key points of a policy proposal, basically the enhancing of sangguniang kabataan political system by adopting the RA 10742 to local government code. So basically is first is to the first objectives, we have the key points, and then the key points is already presented to the key areas. So now we are going to proceed to the expected outcomes of these objectives, and in establishing mechanism and procedure to ensure transparency and accountability. In-expect natin dito, or in-expect ng proposal natin na sa pag-i-establish nitong mechanisms na ito para sa ma-ensure yung transparency and accountability is that mai-enhance yung trust among stakeholders, and then mabibuild up yung integrity and reliability ng ating SK political systems. And then, to the second objectives naman, ang ina-expect nating outcomes dito is that to prevent the abuse of power, to basically, the centralized power or the authority of the barangay officials um, within the sangguniang kabataan system, and then to stabilize the political system not only within the barangay officials but as well as the sangguniang kabataan, and then to enhance decision making. So basically, dahil magkakaroon tayo ng joint process ng decision making, is that talagang mapofokusan or may enhance yung ability ng ating mga SK kabataan when it comes to the decision making. And then, the third one is the expected outcomes of this key areas is to improve governance. Basically, ito yung ini-aim natin na ma-improve yung good governance, and to magkaroon ng social cohesions, or magkaroon ng connection between the local community people and to the barangay officials and to our sangguniang kabataan, is magkaroon sila ng what do you call this, basically is hindi magkaroon ng gap, or basically is matuto ang ating mga local or ang ating mga matuto ang mga tao within the local community. So basically know, or to basically alamin kung ano yung mga functions or ginagawa ng ating mga SK kabataan. And then, next is the policy legitimacy. So, basically, kapag mayroong involvement ng citizens participation, is makikita natin dito na yung mga ginagawa na reforms and programs ng ating mga SK kabataan is talagang effective siya within our government, at makikita natin iyon sa ating mga local or sa ating sa mga tao within the community. And then, as for the sustainable development goals na maaaring maitulong ng proposal na ito, is that first is the quality education. So basically, it will provide education on how, or on what are the functions, or on what are the role of the sangguniang kabataan political system within the LGUs or within the barangay. And then, the next one is gender equality. So, magkakaroon tayo ng gender equality. Basically, the participation of the youth to the empowerment or to the inclusivity of our on decision making and basically on the decision making within the barangay. And then the third one is to reduce inequalities, and then followed by peace, justice, and strong institutions. So basically, ini-aim ng ating policy proposal na ma-achieve natin yung peace and justice and strong institution within this proposal, or within the adaptations of the RA 10742 sa ating local government code. And then magkaroon ng partnership for the goals, and not only to the barangay officials but as well as to the people in the communities, and as well as to the non-government and other government organizations. So basically is magkaroon ng engagement ang ating sangguniang kabataan within that area of area of uh, what do you call it? Area of expertise, or basically is ma-aware sila sa mga nangyayari within the local government. And then, so that's all for my policy proposal, and I hope that you learned something, and that's all. Thank you.